Hey guys, this is Gourav from Team Bug Brawlers. In this video, I'd like to present our second project, which is the replica of MIT's landing page. Firstly, this is the MIT's landing page, and we're going to replicate it using VS Code. Going to the VS Code, firstly we have to create a HTML file, followed by a CSS file. And in the HTML file, starting off with the header part, so here's the head element where you can find the CSS link followed by two bootstrap links, and these are the Google font APIs. So basically these links are CDNs, content delivery networks, which actually can be used to reduce the size of HTML file. Instead of installing everything from the browser, we can directly paste these links and use everything available on that site. So CDNs are very useful this way. And coming to the header part, so here you can see the header part here. It contains MIT logo and some text elements here, hyperlinks actually, followed by a search button. So we are going to replicate this now. So here we created a div element and we placed an unordered list inside it. So this is a div element, and here's the unordered list, which contains the MIT logo first. So this is the MIT logo where we placed an image in the hyperlink, the anchor element actually. So when we place the cursor over it, we can see the change in the cursor. So this is the image. And coming to this part, so here's the code for that part. We created multiple list elements here. Since it's an unordered list, we took multiple elements and we applied flex wrap to it so that they align themselves horizontally. I'll show the CSS part too. So this is the CSS part, which provides awesome effects and animations to the HTML code that we've written. So these elements, we provided flex to it. So the list which has to be vertical in direction, now it's aligned horizontally. So basically we took so in the header part we took three elements. So this is one div element, and this list elements are one div element, and this search bar is another div element. So in the header element we applied flex, so these three elements are aligned horizontally. So this is the HTML part of the header, and here the last part, this. So we placed the logo here. We imported it from Font Awesome, and this is the Font Awesome link actually. Here you can see this is the Font Awesome link. So we imported the magnifying glass logo from Font Awesome and we placed it inside the list element. So yeah, so the header part is completed, and here we have hover effects actually. So when we place the cursor on this list element, there's a change in font size and the text decoration. So here's the CSS part. So when we hover the cursor over the list element, here we can see the text decoration and its color, and the font size increases, and the transition rate is 0.6 seconds. Coming to this part, this sidebar. So this is the code for the sidebar actually. So yeah. So here we placed some text. We used a para, and here we styled it using Bootstrap. So these are Bootstrap classes, and everything we used every class we used is belongs to Bootstrap, which reduces the CSS file size actually. So this is a para we use, and coming to the this element, so this is an input field actually. So when you click on it, the input field gives us a glowing effect. So this is the Bootstrap's effect actually. So here we have the form element in which we have the input element. So this is the span element where we place the magnifying glass. Here you can see this is a magnifying glass. We placed it inside the input element. So we made it possible using span element and followed by the input field where we use the class form control, which gives the glowing effect. And using placeholder, we place the text. This is the text. We place it using placeholder. Coming to the, so we placed all this. So we placed all this stuff into an unordered list. So that they're aligned vertically. So this is an element. This is an element. These are all individual elements. We placed them vertically using unordered list. So again in this unordered list element, we placed another unordered list where you can see all these heading elements. So these are all made using unordered list inside the list element of this main unordered list. So these are all the elements, and there's some nice hovering effect for it. So when you place the cursor on it, the font size increases, and there is a text decoration effect too. So this is the CSS part for it. This is the text decoration code and its color, and the transition is 500 milliseconds, and the font size is 16 pixels, and it increases to 17 when we place cursor on it. So that's all about this part. And coming to this element, you can see a good hovering effect here. So when you place the cursor on it, the background changes, as well as the icon here changes its color from blue to white, as you can see. So we did this using CSS effects. And coming to this box, we used so this is the code. We used a list element and placed a div element in it. We provided border for it, and we also use some hovering effects. So here you can see this is the code for this block, and here the height is 100 pixels, width is 120, and we applied border here so that it gets the blue border around. And coming to hover effects, when we place the cursor over it, the text transforms to white and the background color transforms to blue, and similarly the icon also changes its color from blue to white. So that's all about the box over there. And coming to this part, so that we place it inside the list element. So this is the text that we could see here. It's all the text. So these are followed by footer logos actually. So we have multiple logos here. We made them using font awesome icons, as you can see. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. We imported them from font awesome, and we applied colors to them. So this is all about the left sidebar. So coming to the right part of the output, this part. So we have an image here, a large image followed by description. We have some description which has black background and some highlighted text. So this is the image element, and this is the text that we could see here. So we use span elements to underline the text. We applied styles to the span element like this. We used text decoration and its color. So wherever you use the span element, it gets text underlined in that color. So so this is the text here, and followed by these heading elements. So these are the heading elements. We made them using heading elements, and we placed some logos here, Twitter and Facebook logos, which we imported from Fort Awesome. And so that's it, the part. So this is the end of that part. So we gave it the background black, and the image and the background are of same height and width, or same width. And this is followed by the next part. So move from MIT. So this part has different background color, and it has different elements in it. So it has an image and some text underneath it. So there are multiple images and multiple text elements. So instead of making multiple elements like that, we used cards from Bootstrap. So this code gives this output, this total thing, this image and the description underneath. So this is the image element. We gave it fixed height and width, and coming to the description below, we used span element for highlighting this portion. This portion, you can see it's a bit bolder than the remaining part. So we use span to highlight it, and the remaining text we placed inside the div element directly. So this text element is placed under card body, as you can see. So this is the card body, and this is the card head. So we place the image behind the card body, so it appears to be like the card head. And we replicated this same code multiple times, and we changed the text and image links actually. So the code is same for all. So, and just the image links and the text description has changed. Coming to the footer element, here you can see. So the footer element has background, and there is some text, and we used span to highlight these specific letters and words. And there's a button beside. So here's the button beside. So we decorated the button using CSS. So this is the CSS of button. So you can see the button has black background and a border of color of this color, and we placed it to the rightmost corner so that it looks good. So we use CSS for that, and this is the footer part. And coming to this scroll effect, so we fix the body height actually first. So we fix this body element's height, and then we enabled overflows. So we then enabled overflow Y. So it's in the Y direction. So we enabled overflow Y, and we made the scroll effect smooth, as you can see here. And the scroll bar, we hide it using WebKit scroll bar and display none. We set it to none so that this scroll bar doesn't appear here. And let me just comment it out, and now you can see the scroll bar is visible. You can just remove it off by using this code. Now there's no scroll bar and you can easily scroll through it. The scroll effect is so smooth. So this is the output, and here we can see the script element, which is the Bootstrap JS JavaScript Bootstrap CDN. So it comes with popper bundle and many others. So without this, some functionalities may not work. So we included this too in the body element. So that's it. So here's the output. This is the code, HTML and CSS code. So that's the output. Thank you.